Scorpios, how are you doing? This is your December love reading, Sun, Moon, Rising and Ascending for Scorpio. If the reading doesn't resonate, you're more than welcome to look at your Mercury, which is your communication, or your Venus for love. If you don't know where those placements are, there's a link down below in the description. It says free natal chart. You can see the descriptions over there, as well as get to understand your chart better, which is actually quite incredible. Also in the description, there's a link for AC Digital Marketing Solutions, which is my beautiful best friend that does all my really funky thumbnails, doing graphic design and social media management. So there's AC Digital Marketing Solutions. Thank you for all the really beautiful support that I get from you guys, especially. It really means so much to me. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Adrian. I'm an intuitive healer. I practice holistic wellness as well as spiritual regression hypnosis. And this is your December 2020 love reading, or whenever you look at it, being the right time. All right, we're going to look at what brought you to where you are. What is that energy that brought you to where you are? Where you currently are. What is the... oh my goodness, they're coming right up. What is the overall energy as well? We're going to clarify it, and then we're going to finish off with an oracle card. Okay, so quite a jam-packed reading there for you. Let's see what we have. So we're using, for those of you that are interested, okay, no, that's too many cards. For those of you that are interested, I am using the Gilded Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid, and there we go. Right, so first of all, the first thing that I can see from this reading overall, before I even go into the cards, I'm going to show them to you just now, going into any details. This is you choosing yourself. Okay? Might have been a lot of other details inside there, but this is you choosing yourself and feeling that that is the best thing to do for the situation right now. Overall energy is the 8 of Air, which is the 8 of Swords. Okay? Maybe be a bit more gentle on yourself there. What brought you to where you currently are? The King of Air, the King of Swords. This is you realizing your worth. Alright? The truth of your actual true soul value, where you might have had a lot of conflict with a lot of, people, situations, love and otherwise, where, they didn't, like, should I say, fully approve of who you are, where you were trying your best and, or felt you're trying your best, and there was always a sense of, like, almost like it wasn't good enough, and where you were sort of realizing that I've got to really start focusing on myself here, because it's almost like I'm, trying so hard to be there for everybody that I'm kind of neglecting myself in the process and suffering as a result. Okay, the overall energy where you currently are, the Strength card, Leo energy. This is you taking your power back, and the 5 of Air is what's heading towards you, the 5 of Swords. Okay. So in the situation where you are, this is obviously a general reading. Where you are heading, it might actually be that you get to a space where they dump you, because they're like, I feel that, and this is not for all of you, but I feel that for some of you, you were playing small for such a long time that now that you're really sort of stepping forward and showing the world who you really are, and what you're sort of all about, and, what you need to be happy with in your life, and, doing the inner work that you need to do within yourself. People's like, well, what is this about? Like, you're not their happy little servant anymore. So, like, and they're like, I'm not going to do this. Now, you may want to... This is a very difficult thing to hear sometimes, but you may want to accept that if they walk away because they say that you change, and as a result of you focusing on yourself, on building up your own life, the person that fell in love with you was sort of like that happy helper sort of version that, if you want to put it in a very funny sort of way, that, you were always sort of like the happy helper, like the happy elf. but not stepping into the space that, that you are actually sort of Santa Claus's son. This is just an analogy. It doesn't matter whether you are male or female. And it's time for you to step into that next space. It's actually time for you to pick up the torch and let that light shine so that people can see who you really are. Because there was some misrepresentation of who you are. From the best of intentions, you were kind of watering yourself down. Might have been a lot of hurtful words that people were saying that you are too, you are too extra, you are too much, you're too over the top, why must you always be like this? And so, over time, it's almost like you became like a dimmed version of yourself, dimming yourself down little bit by little bit by little bit by little bit by little bit, without even realizing that, and so that you might be in a connection or struggling to get in a connection, and suddenly as you start to do this inner work within yourself, people's like, but you've changed, and they might not approve of the change, because remember that energy patterns work together. So if you were that person that was not shining within your full capacity, that is what you were giving out. And if somebody now decides to step away from you as a result of that, remember, you have changed. So the two of you are no longer in accord. Yes, you both may resonate, which is possible, but I wanna sort of guard you against trying to force that. Okay, let's clarify that. We're going to start with the Eight of Air, which is the Eight of Swords. And the first card that came out there, why is there a whole lot of cards flipping around here? The first card that came out there, clarifying the Eight of Swords, which is the overall energy, is the Eight of Wands. Okay, so there's a lot of power for you at the moment in surrender. The High Priestess and the Ace of Wands. Now, I want you to take what I say with a whole bag of salt. Okay? Because now we've got the Eight of Wands, the first clarifier there for the Eight of Swords. We've got the High Priestess, we've got the Ace of Wands, and just to be sure, I'm going to draw one more card because I want to be 100% certain of my statement before I go ahead and make it. Six of Swords, there we go, confirmed. You may have been with the wrong person all along. You were trying to keep the peace and, to be sort of like, as we said, a little happy helper, doing stuff so, nobody gets too upset. Maybe also in many senses needed to be the peacemaker, in your life, in your home, that you sort of lost yourself in service to others. And somehow you came face to face with that, almost like a mirror recently. And here with this Ace of Wands and the Six of Swords following, I feel it's almost like the moment you realize that, and there's an opportunity here to actually, for things to end quite peacefully, by the way, which is wonderful. I'm pretty sure you're glad about that. Because your vibration is so much higher now that you're actually ready for divine intervention. And I do see a sense of movement here. Instead of you moving away, the right person might be moving towards you. So it's almost like if you take like a carousel, like a big flow, as the person that was, remember in life, we are soulmates helping each other. As they're done playing the role and as they're moving out, the next person moves in. It's like a stage of life, The one person is done, they've played their part. And if you allow it to just flow in, not trying to micromanage it, it might actually work out quite beautifully, Scorpio. Okay? But again, I want to be very, as I said, it is a general reading, but what I do feel overall is that, and I feel it not even just for small minority, probably for, I want to say for all of you, that you may find that you were with the wrong person all along. And because you were almost like a limited version of yourself. Okay? At that particular point in time. So let me just put this into context, because I don't want you to misunderstand it. So this is your potential, but this is where you were vibrating at. So because you were vibrating at this, you were only an energetic match for somebody that will, for a different energy, that will support the fact of you personally not embracing your fullest power. All right, there might have been a lot of love and a lot of affection and a lot of caring. I want to say honesty, but I do feel dishonesty, and, a little bit maybe unfaithful or not telling the full truth type of thing, you know, trying to fool yourself that you're not lying with the other person. But it's like a dance, and you both sort of realize that this wasn't meant to last forever, but there are real feelings, and that is what sometimes makes it complicated. But now, as you opening yourself to the fuller version of who you are, so remember, this was the connection that was here, this was the energetic vibration. So if the other person rises with you, which I might sort of be unlikely at this particular point in time for some reason, it seems, maybe they're just not ready, but you know, it might be that things are starting to pull out of the score. So now you are ready for divine intervention with a different sort of energy. Okay, all right, so let's look at the recent past. The King of Swords that brought you to where you are. Lots of realization, lots of clarity that came through here, and it came through strongly. Where, you know, sometimes life brings us to that point, especially when it comes to, you know, love and money and that sort of thing, where you can't really deny the fact that you're not living to the fullest capacity of, you know, of your life capability, your possibility, you know, and there's the desire then to want to have more. So let's see. This was quite a stuck situation. It's one thing to know that it's time to move on. It's a different thing to actually, you know, do it. And I feel that there's a sense of, because look at this, the cards are not coming out. It's the realization of what needs to be done, but you know, again, because there's true emotions in there and feelings, and you know, obviously if you're married to someone, you know, there might be, well, if you're not married to someone, we're not exactly living in the medieval years anymore, but there might be other people involved, family, children, you know, it's not as straightforward, cutthroat as people often accuse, you know, Scorpio to be of. You know, there's a real sense of consideration here, but also realizing that you need to choose yourself first. There is that. So remember, in the overall energy, we had the Ace of Wands. That divine intervention coming through there for you, with that beautiful connection within yourself. In the recent past, bringing to where you currently are, there's the Queen of Cups, emotions, Ace of Cups. So this might also be, and this is a really, really terrible thing to be within sometimes. This is when you realize that you are with the wrong person, and then you meet the right person, but you're still with the wrong person. And it's not as simple as just stepping away. And might be trying to juggle things there. But yeah, this is about finding the right person whilst being with the wrong person. You know, it's or the realization who the right person are, but there's still the links with the wrong person, and it's like, you know, what do I do now? But then I also do used to, you know, stepping forward. But it's so challenging. It's so challenging because a lot of pain might have been here, and you might have overplayed your hand just a little bit. Six of Cups here. So I feel that for most of you, for many of you, you stayed within the connection, the wrong situation, if you want to call it that, the learning curve really, that sometimes gives us the clarity. But I feel that also it's like the reason why you found yourself in this sort of pickle is because you realized at the time to sort of end things with the so-called wrong person, the lesson, you know, because this is soulmates, as we said, stepping in, teaching each other lessons. You knew that you should have stepped away from that situation before already, but you tried to make it work, and really from the best of intentions, you know. Also, you might have gotten yourself a little bit extra immersed in the game, and, you know, sort of had your bread buttered on both sides. But I don't really feel there's any ill intentions, really. You thought that you were doing the right thing. But then comes along this right person, and what I do like is that I see there's a lot of forgiveness that took place. So where you currently are, you can really sort of be 100% yourself. And that might mean letting somebody go. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles followed by the Five of Wands and the Page of Swords. This is when we realize that, you know, this is you needing to make a choice, needing to make a decision, and really having a very hard time with doing so, you know, and sort of knowing what the right thing is to do, but still having challenge doing it because you don't want to hurt anyone. And I feel that you might be talking to someone about it. Sorry, a friend or somebody, maybe. Well, I've got the hiccups. I also feel that somebody may have, maybe you confided in someone and they sort of betrayed your trust. So now you're really not sure what to do. I'm going to get you another card for the current energy. I'm actually going to use a different deck for that. I'm going to use a traditional Rider-Waite Tarot for that. I'm going to draw your current card for the current energy because you realize that you have to make a decision here now. Let's draw 3 cards. A message from the universe. You need to make a decision here now, and you're not actually quite sure what it is that you're going to do, you know. Okay, that's too many cards. I'll draw one more. So we've got the 7 of Pentacles over here, the 7 of Pentacles, the 8 of Cups, and the 4 of Swords. You know what I see, Scorpio? I see that you are seeing here that, like, a lot of people might not see things from your perspective, but you see how the situation can grow. And this is you choosing love, choosing yourself, choosing to be open and honest and transparent with yourself, and reaching for the inner power. I see this is you going after the desires of your heart. Okay? Let's look at the energy coming towards you, the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords obviously being, you know, clearing up things, having cleared out things. You've got the Sun card there, the first of all, the Sun card, which again goes with Leo energy. Remember, your current energy was the Strength card, but now we are clarifying this 5 of Swords, which is, you know, what's coming towards you, and the Sun, that Leo energy that's coming towards you, that inner strength that, you know, not really lowering yourself anymore. Yeah. I'm going to draw you one more card. So we've got the Sun, we've got the 2 of Swords, we've got the Ace of Swords, and I'm just going to draw you one more card. And the card I'm going to draw is going to be before the Sun energy. So there's something here to be revealed. I'd like to know what it is, please. Because I feel that I need to draw one more card, but it's before the Sun energy. So I'm first going to tell you this now and draw it. So there's a lot of light coming your way. You know, the inner journey that you do, it actually helps you. You're getting clarity. And I feel that, and it's a strange place, but it's, you know, I mean, I don't want to sound like a doomed prophet, but it's almost like you're realizing that you might have a lot of affection, maybe, for this wrong person, but it's almost like you never really loved them in the first place because you never, you weren't fully aware of what the power of love really is, you know, of what it could possibly be. There's a card that flipped around. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? What is the answer that Scorpio needs, please? 10 of Pentacles. Your heart's desire is coming true. It's a difficult path to walk. I mean, I can only just even begin to imagine when you have to realize that, you know, after investing so much time, energy, you know, love and affection, everything into someone, that you realize that they were wrong for you all along, and you knew it all along, and you went with it. You know, when we realize that we should have called things off probably a long time ago already. But don't blame yourself for that. At least you're doing the work now, okay? Which is an amazing, wonderful thing. So if it resonates with you, Scorpio, you're more than welcome to like, share, comment, and subscribe. My next readings that I bring out for you is the 2021 readings. And I'm just going to finish off with an oracle card for you from this beautiful deck that one of my subscribers actually gave to me as a gift. I am so lucky. There we go. Healing the heart. Your heart is healing. You know, you might find yourself in a very difficult position at the moment. But, you know, as I always like to remind people is that if it's emotions that brought you into the situation and they get stuck inside, the emotions need to flow. And know that that I'm sending you love right now, that you've got, because you're not just my subscribers, you are my family. We are soul family. We are helping each other through this, and that is why I do what I do, because I want to be there for you as much as I possibly can. A merry motive that confirms it to you. You might be feeling very guilty at the moment that that yes, you may realize now that you might have been, that maybe it would have been better to choose differently before, but you didn't exactly know it back then. You can only really know what you know. Right. And namaste. Love and light.